You do?
Do you want to say anything before we open it up for questions? All right.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.
Anybody got a question? Right here.
I heard you only had one testicle, so I thought I'd reckon about you. They told me on the way in, so yeah, that was about you. You only need one. I don't know. It's a metaphor. Hesher's got one testicle. What are you gonna do?
Did you have like a really tiny stuntman?
We had two tiny stunt women actually, and yeah, and they were pretty tough. But you know, I think it was funny because it was one of the big challenges of working with kids is they're only allowed to be on set for a short amount of time each day. And Devin, who plays TJ, he's in almost every single scene in the movie. So that meant I had to do a lot of shooting with doubles. And I thought it was actually very distracting for me, but poor Joe, every time he's, you know, having to push Devin around, it's this actually very pretty girl with giant boobs, and it was kind of weird.
Another question?
Was that kind of like letting you know that I'm more like a mother figure kind of thing?
Yeah, well, that was sort of my attempt of saying that she's probably more of a mother figure to him than you know, someone he wants to kiss. You know, here's this kid who's so sad, you know, and all he thinks about is his mom being gone, and then there's this girl who's kind of motherly and protective in a way, and so he doesn't know what it is about her. You know, he's 13, but he feels better when she's around. But he just probably thinks, oh, well, maybe it's a crush, but it's actually not that. Yeah, so that was my attempt.
What was scratched out underneath Hesher was here at the end?
I think he said, fuck you. I think he probably changed his mind on the way out, but it's still kind of there. Yeah, it was really tricky. Both TJ and Hesher were both tricky because, you know, when I was writing, you know, I always had Natalie in mind to play Nicole. I never thought she'd actually do it, but I pictured her. But with Hesher, it was hard for me to imagine an actor whose name I knew. Because I was like, I just don't want you to go, oh, that's so-and-so dressed up as Hesher. Just like when you meet Luke Skywalker, you're like, that's Luke Skywalker. I don't know the actor who's playing him, but that's Luke Skywalker. And, but so until I actually got into the room with Joe and we just tried it, and I went, wow, this guy's an amazing actor, and I think he could pull it off. Well, it wasn't until that point where I went, okay, this could work with someone. And then, you know, where do you find a 13-year-old who can carry an entire film? I didn't know, and my feeling was if I couldn't find a kid, I didn't want to make the movie, because then the movie doesn't work. And gosh, I met so many kids. And even Devin, who I think is amazing in the film, I wasn't sure he could do it, and he just didn't have a lot of experience. But the thing I think that's so great about child actors is that not all of them can do it, but a lot of them can access their emotions. They're just right there. And when they can do it, you just, like, I feel like a lot of the stuff with Devin in the film, he's not pretending. He's just feeling, and I think it'd be hard for someone to say, oh, it's not good acting, because I don't know that it is acting. But that goes, you know, for what Natalie does in Joe and Rain. It's like they're all just kind of very brave people that are willing to go to these scary places and experience this stuff.
Another question?
I recognize Tahunga. Where was most of the film shot?
It was all like on the outskirts of LA and a bit in the valley and Sun Valley.
Are you a metalhead, and did you, I know you had to get the rights and purchase the rights to have Metallica music in it, but did you send the film to them to get their blessing at any point?
Well, you know, Metallica it's always everyone's, because in the script I had the songs, the Metallica songs, everyone's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And I was like, yeah, probably not, but that's, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it needs to be. Because also I feel like Hesher he's very specific, the character, you know, and he doesn't just like metal. He likes Metallica, and more specifically, he likes early Metallica with Cliff Burton. So once I finished the film, I sent it to Metallica and I wrote him a letter, and they watched the movie and really liked it, and they basically gave us the music and the logo as well, which I was like, I still can't believe it. I don't know that there's been this many Metallica songs in a movie ever, so it'd be cool.
We could probably do one more question, right?
How did you get this film off the ground? Was it a big, you know, big actors and stuff?
I'm still trying to figure that out. You know, really, I just, the first person I sent the film to the script to was Natalie, and I sent her a short film that I had made a couple of years ago, and she really responded to the short film and the script. And pretty much the next day she signed on, but not only did she sign on to begin it, she wanted to produce the movie. And that's really why, you know, I got the film made. She really got behind me and believed in me and sort of told everyone else they should, even they're like, this guy? I don't know. And so yeah, so that was really, you know, she's really responsible for this movie. So if you don't like it, blame her. Just one other thing I just wanted to say about, you know, because a lot of people have asked me, like, you know, they ask about it, like, Hesher's origin and what is he and is he real? And I don't know, did anyone wonder if he was maybe in the kid's head?
Yeah.
And then did you figure, what did you decide? Was he real? Was he fake?
I actually kind of wondered if Hesher was the one who killed the wife for his mother. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because for me, Hesher represents a lot of things. First and foremost, he's a complicated person with, you know, a troubled past, and without getting into his backstory, because we don't have time now, but I feel like he was hurt as a young boy, and he basically put up these walls to protect himself. And you know, being rejected by his family, said, I don't want friends, I don't want family, you know, because he doesn't want to get hurt. But so it was important that he was a real complicated character for me, so everything he did was motivated. But at the same time, he also represents these other things, like death. You know, like here's this terrible, scary thing that shows up at this family's door and moves in, and there's nothing they can do about it. And he's not going anywhere. And once they kind of learn how to function with him, in a sense, he kind of goes away. He'll always be part of their lives, but he's you know, so maybe he's death, but he also represents life and you know, living life to the fullest in a way. And he points out some very basic things that we all know, but we take for granted every day. And you don't have to be a genius to point that stuff out, but he does, you know. And I didn't want Hesher to fix his family and take them down the road and go, okay, this is what you need to do, you're all better now. All he does is he says, okay, this is the road you need to travel along, and you guys are grown-ups, good luck. And he leaves, and it's kind of simple in that way.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for coming. And you can be a fan on Facebook. And he actually has his own Facebook page, Hesher Ass Kicker. Thanks.